my name is Angela Esau. Welcome to Life Forever Fit. I'm going to be sharing with you today about a trip that I did back to Brazil this summer, July 2017. I was somewhat rushed to go because my dad was suddenly hospitalized, and we were quite concerned about him, and it could have turned out to be it. So I was somewhat like, oh my gosh, I really have to go. So when I go and check out my passport, oh no, I realized that it's expired. So I'm like, darn it, what do I do now? Because passports, you know, they don't happen from one day to the other. So I get the information I can online from the embassy, and I realized that, yeah, if you drive into San Francisco personally, you know, with your documents in hand, it will take 2 weeks for it to come back to you. If you mail it in, 4 to 6 weeks. I said, no way, I cannot wait that long. I'm not sure if 2 weeks will be too late. I mean, we were really scared about what was going on. So I had to kind of like, I prayed, I asked for all my friends to just please help me pray for this so that I can talk to the right person in the consulate that could speed up this passport for me. So I did. There was a phone number that I could call, which is for emergencies or, things like that. So talk to a person, yeah, not a machine, a real person. So that was good. And explain the situation to her. And she, of course, was kind of like, scolding me, bad girl, keep your documents up to date. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I promise I'll always do that. I guess everybody at some point in life will do something stupid like that. So go check your passport to see if the dates there are okay, because when you least think about it, you might be needing it. Anyway, beyond that, so I explained the situation to her and she understood. And of course, she said, if you drive into San Francisco tomorrow, you can have your passport tomorrow. So I said, like, no kidding. Are you serious? Yes, she could do it that fast. And so I did. I woke up 3 in the morning and drove up to San Francisco and hit some traffic. So anyway, I got there early enough to just do the process and bring in the documents. And by noon, I had my passport in hand. So I was so excited. That was really amazing. So thank you so much for everybody who prayed about that, because I thought that wasn't gonna happen. But God was good. He just really blessed me with that. So I could go in about, I think that was on a Thursday. On Sunday of that same week, I was leaving. So when I get there, my dad was already back home. So thankfully, things just were put under control, and he got under the right medication, and he was home again, and he was, boy, so happy to see me. It had been 5 years since I had seen him last. So for him to just suddenly see me walking through his bedroom door was just kind of like, what? Is that really you? So it was such a sweet moment.
Essa mãozinha é muito sensível.
Dizem que o menonita, o Menesso Plautis, não tem língua, mas ele é rico de línguas, de idiomas. Ele rega flores com 13 palavras diferentes.
Então fala 6.
Seis palavras. Bejeite, beplenjere, bepoche. Bespretse, betitre.
That's not... A gente já falou
Bestretse, betitre.
So as I went for this trip, it was really special to kind of like not only spend time with my dad, but also with my whole family. Like, as I mentioned, I was at my brother's house, and just being there with the boys, being there with his wife, and everybody was just so nice to me all the time. So thank you guys. It was just, it was so nice. And I often went to my dad's house. I really made it a priority that I would spend more time with my dad than just all over the place, because I could easily just go and visit, like, all my friends, all the people I like, but I said I can't do that. My priority is to see dad. So I visited some people. I had to really make a list, almost like whom I was gonna meet, and so I did have some dinners and some lunches and some meetings with some special people, so that was really nice. And maybe all the people that I couldn't see, I'm sure that at some point that's gonna happen. So yeah, one thing at a time, right? You will also see a little bit about his birthday party that we put together. He was going from 87 to 88, so before I left, I wanted to make sure that we celebrated that. Então, que tal você lidera?
Parabéns a você nesta data querida. Muitas felicidades, muitos anos de vida.
Viva!
Parabéns pra você nessa data querida. Muitas felicidades, muitos anos de vida. And it was so sweet. And we came together for a Sunday afternoon and we just had churrasco, which is like a good Brazilian fashioned barbecue.
Schmeckt's gut.
So that was so delicious, and coffee later with delicious cakes and stuff like that. So oh my gosh, just thinking about it makes my mouth water. So it was so nice to be together. And then another thing we did this very funny picture with my dad. You see it on the screen right now, where we just all picked up our cell phones and we just kind of like made him sit down. And because my dad has no clue about technology whatsoever, he totally out of it. So we gave him our super duper old telephone unit. That thing, yeah, I remember that was our very first telephone. When that telephone arrived at our house, wow, that was just the most incredible thing, that we actually had a telephone line. That was just like so fancy, I tell you. Anyway, nowadays, here we are. Our devices are just so beyond that. And what is funny was that like we picked, in purpose, we kind of like made this up, but we picked up our cell phones and we just gathered around him and somebody making selfies, some people texting and just kind of like playing around with it, and my dad holding the old phone. And we were having just the time of our lives, and dad was just kind of like into it entirely, just smirking about the jokes. As for my extended family, I have this aunt that is very special to me. Her name is Edith, and she's my dear Tante Edith. So I have a video on that as well. So if you want to go check out cooking risotto with Tante Edith, you're gonna have a blast. It was really a fun visit. So Tante Edith is very special to my family simply because, look at this. She is my mother's sister, and her husband was my dad's brother. So kind of like that double. We would go to the same church. We would be always in the same family gatherings. No kidding, right? So her kids were kind of like almost like my brothers and sisters as well. And what also surprised me in this trip was that I was able to meet with some other cousins that I hadn't seen for years. It was just so cool because, Facebook is just incredible. I have people on Facebook that I haven't even, like cousins on Facebook that I haven't even met. So there's some folks in Canada, hi there, that I haven't met, but they're there. I know you're my relatives, and that's really cool. But then I have these relatives in Brazil that they're just kind of like right there, but we never really would make the time or the effort to go and see them. And this time, because of Facebook, everybody knew I was there. So I have this one cousin, his name is Udo. Yes, Udo Rempel. He just said, you know what, why don't we just gather these cousins and let's just have a party. I said, well, why not? And he just got his act together and threw it out there. We picked a date, and yeah, we got a couple cousins together. There's so many, it was too hard to kind of like want to kind of find a date that everybody could come. But I think we got about 11 or 12 cousins together from my dad's side. So that was really exciting. So I did not expect that would happen. So thank you, Udo, for your initiative. That was really cool. And then another thing that I did that was really fun, I went hiking with my brother. Oh my gosh, it's just so nice. That guy is just, you know, one of a kind. So it was just so amazing to just go out on a hike with them. They are just up for anything. So we loved it. The weather was great. You know, it was not very hot because it's after all winter. We just had a good time just looking at the Serra do Mar and the Atlantic Forest, and we saw something really cool called the Brock Inspector. So there's a video on that you can check out just about this hike. So that was really, really something I will never forget. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. There is some other videos on the channel that you can see about the hike I did with my brother, about my visit to Witmerzum and spend some time with my cousin Holdy and help her out in her restaurant. And I really like to share those things with you. So please subscribe to the channel. My goal here is to post videos often, and I have a passion for fitness, food, and fun things to do. So if you want a little help on finding fun things to do, fun things to cook, and fun ways to get fit, I'm sure you're in the right place. So go ahead, subscribe, and let's keep in touch. Thank you so much, and see you on my next adventure.